The entitlement. If you're a Karen, we don't need you here, okay? There are a lot of Karens here already, okay? Stay wherever you are. But if you're not, then please stay and let's react on this together, okay? But first, like and subscribe because we're almost at 1K subs, huh? Please help out this little girl, okay? For us to reach 1,000 subs. Thank you so much. So smash that like and subscribe button and don't forget to share it to your friends, families, neighbors, your future president maybe, for them not to become a Karen, okay? So, let's dive in. This one is titled Entitled Foreigners, and this is a rant. So I always go to this Lawson store in Makati around 2 to 3-ish a.m. to buy new stocks of their banana cakes. I love banana cakes too. My mom makes the best banana cakes in town. So, alam nyo na. Last Tuesday, I was there and the cashier was having tech issues, which sucks, but it happens. The next minute, a white dude comes from the second floor, barefoot, shouting and cursing at the poor ate who didn't know what to do because he's been waiting for 20 minutes for the cashier so he could pay his liquor. I asked him how long he has been in the Philippines, and he said, almost 10 years. I have a penthouse here.
Oh my God!
Okay. So I just told him he should be used to it by now that sometimes things just don't work here. I told the ate I would come back later and left. Maybe an hour later, I came back and she was crying. She told me he was recording and taking pictures of her, saying he would complain to her manager the next morning. Bought her some water and tried to calm her down, telling her that she has no fault in this. However, she did say that how things work here, she would probably get fired or transferred to another branch. She was worried as she is a single mom, she told me. I saw her the next day, but after that, I never saw her again. I know bad things happened to that ass. I don't want to be too emotional about this post, but because we didn't know what happened when OP left, maybe the cashier and the foreigner had an argument whatsoever, but I don't think it's nice to have someone fired or maybe transferred to another branch just because he couldn't get his liquor immediately.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
I don't think there's only one convenience store in the entire city of Makati. And so, I mean, if you don't like the service in a certain branch, then you can easily go to other stores. Diba? I know that the US and maybe a lot of Western countries are so fast-paced that a lot of foreigners are getting culture shock on how slow things are here, okay? I'm just saying. But, I mean, for this guy, especially he also mentioned that he's been here for almost 10 years and has a penthouse. Wow, what a flex. You man. I mean, yeah, he should be already used to the fact that sometimes a lot of stuff here doesn't work that quickly, isn't that efficient because, hey, we're still a developing country, okay? I mean, if you don't like it here, there are a lot more places to be. I mean, am I wrong? I'm just saying, respectfully. Anyway, let's see what other people has to say about this if we have the same sentiments about this foreigner, okay? And oh, by the way, it's not just the foreigners who act like this, okay? I mean, I don't want you guys to be saying,
"Oh, tita, you're so..."
our word. You are discriminating foreigners.
How dare you!
Well, actually no, because it's not just foreigners who do that here. Even Filipinos themselves, okay? I mean, I've already witnessed some. But sadly, there are entitled people who just enjoys looking down on other people who aren't on their level. But anyway, here are the comments. It's not a foreigner thing. It's an entitled ass thing. And they exist in various forms. I witnessed a very similar story at Domino's. However, it was a Filipino older woman bullying the cashier because the machine wasn't working. After waiting for 5 to 10 minutes, She threw the money at her and told her her order, effectively skipping the line in front of me and my girlfriend. I told you, these people are disgusting, okay? I hate these types of people. But, I mean, I may be too naive, but if that's like a super senior citizen or someone who has disabilities, then okay.
Huh?
I'll just calm down and wait patient. It's not that I'm tolerating it, but sometimes they might be too tired with their everyday lives because of their condition. So, despite this ugly situation, we have to be the bigger person. I don't know about you. Maybe it's just agreed. Too many foreigners come here with an attitude about third world countries. Haven't run into it myself personally yet though. Probably a good thing since I might make it worse arguing back at them. I think you missed his point. No, my agreed is about it's not just foreigners' point, but it's worse to come to another country with the intention to be at see you next Tuesday. Oh, for sure. I just think this is people in general. If they're a see you next Tuesday in their country, they'll do the same in another. It makes no difference. Someone tried something similar before when I was next in line. Filipino Karen guy. I went and stood very close, towering over him by around a foot. I told him only important people are allowed to cut in front of me, and that he'd have to wait until I am done. I don't normally flex that expat muscle, but I would put up with rude people even if the cashier will. I then just acted like I was very indecisive about my order to further make it take long, asking questions about products I didn't even want. By the time I was done, the Karen had surprisingly calmed down a bit. Perhaps from the passive size, intimidation took his steam away. That would be that would be funny. It's mostly some foreigners that think they can buy anything at any time there for whatever reason and cannot respect things like this is when we open and this is when we close. I've seen the disrespect many times as a foreigner. If you're that high and mighty and that rich, perhaps you need to hire your own personal staff instead of being a cheap demanding everyone else accommodating 24/7. Problem solved if you have your own staff. If you want to act rich, play the part and open your wallet. I've been here for 6 months now and only once saw a drunk old foreigner yelling at the waitress to come and serve him at the bar. I've seen multiple Filipinos trying to cut the line or being rude towards the staff. I don't at all think it's a foreigner issue. I actually think more often foreigners are more respectful towards service staff than Filipinos themselves. Ultimately, as I said, it's an a-hole thing. It's not a nationality thing. I agree, Soji. It depends on the area for sure. In Manila, there can be entitlement from both. But the further you get out of Manila, it flips. I'm in Cebu. I don't at all notice a-holeness being more prevalent among foreigners. I think it's a selection bias because foreigners are more easily recognizable or memorable. Yeah, that may be true because sometimes the local Karens here, okay, since it happens too often, like they can get away with it, But with foreigners, like what Significant Table said, it's more recognizable because there's this, they call Filipino pride. Whereas, hey, you're just a foreigner here, okay? Filipino Karens can be Karens, but foreigner Karens cannot be Karens here. Huh? So, it's like a little pride thing, I guess. But they're right. They are right. It's more easily recognizable and memorable if a foreigner does it. But I also agree that this is not a nationality thing. This is an a-holeness thing. That's really bad bullying. In fact, replying he owns a penthouse, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo! No class, no respect. If I were you, follow up with the management and if need be, post a review on Google. As a foreigner, sadly, there are odd ones or two who simply don't fit in here and make no effort to assimilate to daily nuances. For sure, it takes a lot of getting used to, As a foreigner, frustrating situations here are quite unique. That said, act like a guest, avoid confrontation, and certainly don't belittle people. Please follow up with the business owners. Unlike this guy, he's nice and smart. People like that don't fit in anywhere besides prison. Imagine you're just doing your job and an a-hole comes in and complains, and in a snap of a finger, you're close to being penniless. Couldn't agree less on this one. Those odd ones are usually the poor guys that can't afford to live in the West. There are lousy foreigners and Filipinos, and we're all trying to avoid them. These people suck wherever they go, and being in their own country or another makes not one bit of difference. That said, I hope Ate is okay, and thanks for taking care of her. This is controversial. I myself am a foreigner that lived 5 years there in the Philippines and hope to return. In my first-hand experience, unfortunately, it seems that a high percentage of Western expats are truly reprehensible, at least in the province I was living in. It was so bad that I'd actively avoid eye contact with any foreigners I happened to encounter. They were almost angry and hateful. Why? That is so sad, but I also noticed many looked unhappy, whereas I'm a happy-go-lucky chap with a constant smile. Life is too short, so enjoy, diba? It's actually the same story in practically every Asian country except Japan. Those white expats love to complain about everything. See, this is wrong, because it seems like cheap music is generalizing it. You know, like what I said, in almost all of my react videos, don't generalize types, okay? Just because you saw a white person or two do that doesn't mean all of them are like that, okay? I mean, I know a few or maybe a handful of foreigners here with different colors, different nationalities, and that doesn't define them as a person. That's why you just gotta be
Nice.
don't generalize, okay? I think entitlement is money related and not visa status. I get rich looking older Filipino pushing in front of me in almost every line I'm in, always complaining in restaurants, etc. Poor you! Where are you hanging out? In many cases, seniors, persons with disabilities, pregnant women are encouraged to come to the front of queue as a courtesy to their conditions. But on ours, where there are special checkouts, many patient young people also got there, is generally a short line, and as Asians don't like losing face, cashiers usually don't tell them to use other lanes, so it works both ways. I was lucky today, no one else in lane, and I went straight in and out, but did notice young people started to get in lane as I was having my items packed. Generally, seniors don't even push in. They seem chill. It's the 50+ gold jewelry everywhere carrots. Oh boy. Okay, this is a long one. He is in a store at 3 a.m. buying alcohol and has no shoes on. I'm 99% sure he was super drunk. Possible he acts like that all the time. Either way, it was seriously shameful behavior. Should not have happened. I just returned from the Philippines. The infrastructure is so far behind my country that yes, it can be extremely frustrating. That should never be an excuse to lose your manners. I was visiting my son and his beautiful Filipino girlfriend. I have a gorgeous 4-year-old grandson. I'm proud to be his Lola. Oh, okay, Lola. My son met her in Kauai while they were both civilian contractors. A few examples of what foreigners experience there. That is extremely frustrating. If you're staying at one of many resorts or hotels, that's where you'll find the friendly locals, the ones that the tourism brochures refer to. Otherwise, I was with my almost daughter-in-law many times in public and received literally hundreds of stares, but very rarely a smile. I would try to smile at all the people staring, attempting to convey, yeah, I'm white as a ghost, a foreigner, but I'm friendly. The smiles, less than 10 the entire month, I did receive were absolutely beautiful, transforming the face of the giver. Point is, as a foreigner there, I didn't feel welcomed by the locals. If there were cash transactions involved, I was discriminated against pretty much every outing. Thank goodness for daughter-in-law who would bargain with tricycles, etc. Tricycles, a whole other reason for a foreigner to be on the edge. Your options to get from town to town are tricycle, jeepney, bus, scooter, and motorcycle. It's rare that people have cars, and there isn't anything like Uber or taxis to get a car for travel. We went to town primarily using a tricycle, which is extremely loud, bumpy, and in my humble opinion, treacherous. Ride the TitaPatata tricycle, okay? You will not regret it. No traffic signs and drivers weave in and out of all lanes, coming and going lanes. As a foreigner, this was a very high anxiety part of the day. In my country, there is order for driving. We went to visit our family in the province. It was a 7.5-hour bus ride. Towards the exhausting end, I asked how far we came. Turns out it was like 144 miles now. I was exhausted, shocked, pissed, and had a serious migraine and simply could not believe 7.5 hours or 144 miles. I told both of them that I was not stepping back on that bus. She had a friend who had a cousin with a car that drove us home. It still took 5 hours due to the chaos of their roads and lack of order. Oh my gosh. So there are a lot of situations foreigners are dealing with pretty much daily. Don't assume all are entitled, especially when we are used to totally different standards and infrastructure, which the Philippine authorities need to start investing in their people. Well, ma'am, this is a different situation. This is a different story. And honestly speaking, in my opinion, it's justified. Okay, your frustrations are justified, especially with what happened to you in the province, with the commute and everything, But, going back to the topic with that drunk guy impatiently yelling at the cashier. I don't know, I don't think that's enough reason to be rude towards anyone and have them fired or transferred, especially when they're struggling to provide food on the table for their families. So this is heavy. But I don't know. What do you think, guys? What's the best thing to do to people like this? Let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe naman. And share this to your friends and your pets and your professors or your students, okay? If not, I'm gonna send you a bunch of Karens that won't stop smashing your doorbells and complain about you breathing. Subscribe, ha? Subscribe.